Tacker on the right. Good. Tacker left, tacker left. Tacker left, right.
Hey, I got
You're further. I'm coming out here. Man's ready. Get it, baby.
See the 360-degree flat on the Back up towards me, back to me, face out. Wow. Keep going. Fight it, push back, come back to me, come back. Retreat. After you've done it, you feel spring-filled, because it's hard to have that sensation. Like an instructor always say, your power comes from the ground, from your hips, until you engage all that resistance and require the entire kinetic chain and neurological system to engage from floor to hand or elbow. You don't feel it, right? And so
So how was your experience with the Stroops equipment?
Well, I'm really impressed. I wasn't aware of the Stroop equipment until yesterday, and then we had a good talk yesterday after the range session. We did a CFS class that Brandon took part in, and we were getting to think about how we can integrate this system that he normally uses for. What do you use it for normally?
I normally clinically use it for functional rehabilitation before I actually take my patient who says they're pain-free, before I just good luck at work. You know, this is the type of stuff I use with them. But I also train athletes for performance as well with it. Yeah.
And like if you notice from the little video, it has a really seamless application into defensive tactics, right? We moved around a little bit with just some empty hand skills. It really is about practicing your elbows, your knees, your open hand strikes, and with the striking suit, which basically ties your legs and your arms, you can really work the explosiveness of your strikes. It also helps you to realize how important your base is. Once we added the straps to the waist level, it's really intuitive the way that your body wants to lower down to counter that force, right? So from here, everything that you deliver, you're actually using your hip, you're using your torque, you have a much stronger base, so you're able to deliver much more explosive strikes. Obviously, we've seen it that going forward, it's against like maybe somebody in front of you. When they have the advantage, they're pushing you back. This resistance pulling you back, you need to still engage your base in order to maintain your balance and being able to strike as you're moving backward. It really is amazing how it gives your body something to work with that prepares it for a real life scenario. On top of it, it really works your aerobic, as you can tell, but it's been a minute or two and I'm still breathing hard, but it really works your anaerobic system really well. And we all know that any explosive movement is fueled by the anaerobic system. So this, I can see doing maybe like 30 seconds on, a minute off, 30 seconds on, a minute off to build up your anaerobic threshold so that you can actually last longer in a fight. I'm really impressed. Like, you asked me like how I feel once I take it off. Once I take the old strapping off, my posture is I don't know how to express it, but I feel all straightened up. I feel I'm much more aware of my body.
Your kinesthetic sense is just on fire. From the floor to the tips of your fingers, everything while you're strapped in has to fight this resistance. And so then it just activates the nervous system top to bottom, and so you're aware of your entire musculoskeletal system. So yeah, you're gonna feel lighter, feel spring loaded, is what a lot of guys say when they get out. Wow, I can really pop it now, and because that mind muscle connection is just going.
Yeah. And we were talking about it yesterday, how we could use it maybe to prepare for the range, like how when we are strapped in, we can recognize the danger, we move laterally, we go to full extension, right? And you were talking, if you want to talk a little bit more about the importance of having a neutral stance, right? Yes.
A neutral stance, basically, you're going to eliminate all the wasted neurological inputs that you're going to have. All your nerve endings, the most amount of nerve endings for postural sense, they're called mechanoreceptors, the base of your skull, in your hips, and in your SI joints. So if you're in some kind of wacky doodad firing position, look at all this crud neurological information you're putting in. When you are neutral, okay, everything's ready to fire all at once. You can go left, you can go right, you can go forward. You've got no other inputs coming in to distract your mind. These things go on in the background, our brain just turns them off, okay? So we're gonna cut out the background noise with the firing position there. Now, like you're saying, how do you know if we got people falling all over the place, kind of hard to balance. You don't need much, just a little resistance on them, and just have them step to the side. If they're not in that good neutral position, which Stroops calls a power line, you're gonna be off balance. And then because we have the 360-degree belt, you can then have them face, okay, left, because we're gonna work on tension coming back this way, and then next thing you know, you take it off, and then when they're doing it without the resistance, they've made all the mind-muscle connections all the way up. The nervous system is firing 100%. Oh, this is easy. There's nothing going on, and they feel spring-loaded at that point.
Yeah. So again, it's really an amazing equipment, amazing piece of equipment. What's the website for Stroops?
It's stroopsperformance.com.
Yeah. So I really suggest you go check it out. Whether it's for sport performance, whether it's for defensive tactic, it really is a tool that I'm definitely going to get, because I can see the benefit right away within the first time that we tried it out. So Brandon, thank you again for all your help.
No problem.
We'll see you soon. All right. Cheers. For the next defense and Stroops and chiropractic revolution, thank you very much.